Hello everybody, this is Sean with Dakman Productions here at the METCA event with Stu Rankins, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the METCA custom runs that they have to offer here. These are some cool trains that they have to offer everybody, and he's going to talk a little bit more about it. So Stu, why don't you show us the cool Lionel custom run locomotives that you have sitting over here.
Cool. Well, thanks, Sean, so much. And, you know, Metropolitan Division of the TCA, we do a lot of different things, but right now we're going to focus on one of the more fun activities we do, which is our custom club car program. But we don't just do club cars. As you can see here, we do a variety of locomotives, too. So you may be familiar with this paint scheme from the Union Pacific George Bush locomotive, but you need to look a little bit closer at this one. While the George Bush locomotive was inspired by the Air Force One paint scheme that's actually on the 747 Air Force One jet, Union Pacific took quite a lot of liberties with that. We tried to reproduce a more accurate Air Force One locomotive, styled and designed much more closely to the actual Air Force One 747 locomotive. Some of the notable things you'll notice different. Look at the all-white roof on this version versus the Union Pacific version. That's because why? The actual 747 Air Force One has an all-white upper fuselage. Notice these numbers on the rear radiator here, 28,000 and 29,000. There's actually two 747 jets, and their tail numbers of the 747 jets that are used for Air Force One are 28,000 and 29,000. The United States of America font in the middle replicates the United States of America lettering that's actually on the Air Force One jet. You'll notice other subtle details like the Air Force Star and Bar logo. No Union Pacific locomotive shield here because this isn't a Union Pacific locomotive, modeled very much after the Air Force One. 1776, the road number, obviously very patriotic. Again, a subtle difference on the George Bush locomotive. This shield here is the George Bush Library shield. However, since we're modeling the 747 airline jet of Air Force One, this is actually the presidential seal, the same presidential shield that is on the 747 Air Force One jet. And again, other subtle little details all around, like the Air Force One Star and Bar logo on the nose. But that is our rendition of an SD70ace that's meant to replicate the 747 Air Force One jet. So we did do in this most recent 2021 release of Lionel SD70aces, we did a bunch of other paint schemes as well. This one here, quite patriotic. We took a paint scheme that Lionel did as a special release for themselves with some other lettering, and we made some subtle changes to it. For example, we call this one the We the People SD70ace, or we call it 4th of July SD70ace. We the People of the United States of America. You know, some of our preamble there. If you look here on the tail, born on the 4th of July. This locomotive really just meant to be very, very patriotic. Again, yes, we did use the same road number on this one of 1776 because we're really just going for the super patriotic theme here. A line of stars all the way along, the red, white, and blue stripes. Really, we just wanted this one to scream patriotic. Right there on the nose, America, 1776. We have flags in variety of places. Look at the top of the nose. Look at the red and white stripes. It replicates the U.S. flag quite nicely.
That is beautiful.
Feel the stars along there. Again, even in the back, we have little touches like America in 1776. So again, this locomotive, this is a full legacy locomotive with full legacy sound system and control system. You can control it with Bluetooth. You can control it with the Lion Chief app. You can control it just with the regular transformer controls. So this literally has all the bells and whistles. And finally, Another exclusive custom run from METCA is the Santa Fe SD70ace. Yes, it's a complete fantasy paint scheme. It looks a little heritage inspired, you know, one of the heritage locomotive fleets. We used an 1863 road number, which was meaningful in the Santa Fe history. So yes, it's a fairly common blue and yellow Santa Fe, blue and yellow war bonnet scheme. Fun things about locomotives like this is the quantities. Something like this, Lionel only made 27 of them for us. 27, that's a fairly low quantity. 25 of them pre-sold before they even came in. The last 2 that we held back for lost or damaged are now available for sale. All of these locomotives are available for sale on our METCA website. That's just www.metka.org, and when you go there, look for the METCA Store. These 2 patriotic themed ones, the very patriotic We the People locomotive and the Air Force One locomotive, those we made in the low 40s quantities. So literally, there's not even enough for one of these in every state of the United States of America. So very limited quantities on those. Whatever we have on hand is all that there's available. So that's our locomotives, Sean.
All right. So I would like to move on here to, it looks like you got some new ones coming out, huh?
We do. We pre-ordered these from Lionel back in January when they had the SW1 in their 2021 big book. So we pre-ordered a couple of demonstrator scheme switchers. Number 105 in the black and white EMD scheme with the large red rectangle EMD logo. That's actually a real paint scheme that was on the real demonstrator that EMD used. They also had a different demonstrator paint scheme on number 801. That's their 2-tone red paint scheme. Again, we pre-ordered these back in January. We haven't announced them till right now, late October, early November, and these will be here within the next month or so. Again, when you're talking quantities, we ordered 28 of each of those locomotives.
That's it? Just 28?
28 of each paint scheme. That is it, and there will be no more.
A quick question, because I think people would ask. Are they serial numbered in any way, or they come with a certificate of authenticity?
I know exactly what you're asking, Sean. The certificate of authenticity.
Yeah.
No, these are not limited editions in that manner, where they're individually numbered or serialized. Nor do they come with any certificate. But they are fully covered by Lionel's warranty. Lionel's 1-year bumper-to-bumper warranty applies to our custom runs as well.
So cool. And I can't help but notice that Lifesavers brochure you have with that.
Not exactly sure you're supposed to see that one. This is another project that we're working on that's not going to be announced till later this year and delivered in 2022. But this is going to be a project that we're doing with MTH. This is a premier line flat car with 2 of their pup trailers. The flat cars are decorated for Harlem River and Port Chester Railroad. You might think that's an odd road name, and it certainly is, but Port Chester is where the Lifesavers Company got their founding. So what better way to have your Lifesavers pup trailers displayed than on a railroad that honors the city where where Lifesavers was founded. Again, these will be on our METCA web store later this year, later in 2021, with delivery by mid-2022. As you'll note, 4 different color flat cars. The different color flat car stripes correspond to the different color stripes of the Lifesavers in the logo.
That is such a cool idea. I like that.
We have fun with our custom runs.
And how many of these are going to be made?
So we are going to make, we've already pre-ordered these with MTH. The parts are already being produced and procured. So before we've even announced this, we've determined our final quantity. Our final quantity is 64 of each one of the cars. Only 64 yellows, 64 reds, 64 oranges, and 64 greens. That's it, 64.
And it would make sense to buy the whole complete set.
Well, we think the set of 4, because of the colorful flat cars, is really going to be quite popular. When we first announced these, we are only going to offer them as a set of 4 initially. After an initial pre-sale period of the set of 4, then if there's any inventory left to be reserved, then we'll open them up to individual car sales. But the set of 4 is really what we think most people are going to be going after.
All right, that is a cool announcement. All right, so Stu's going to show off some scale size cars or of O gauge that people probably don't realize that METCA also offers custom run scale size O gauge. Tell us a little bit what you got there, Stu.
We do. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, we don't just do locomotives. We don't just do traditional size freight cars. Scale size too. This car, this Providence and Worcester boxcar, is a Lion scale boxcar. For those who don't know, Lion scale is the old former Weaver tooling. So this comes out of the molds from Weaver. Of a PS1 boxcar, decorated similar to what a Providence and Worcester boxcar would be, using their locomotive paint scheme. Fun, interesting thing about this boxcar is it's offered by a group that we closely associate with. This is offered by Kids Creek Railroad. So their website is kidscreek.org, I believe is their website. You can still order these from them, but scale size cars are part of what we do, and we're very happy to promote the custom runs from our other sister clubs, Kids Creek. They have a modular fast track layout. If you've ever seen them set up in the lobby, the Orange Hall, the proceeds from the sale of these cars go to support that fast track modular layout. Other freight cars we do, this happens to be a Lionel scale size milk reefer. We don't always announce our cars for pre-sale. Sometimes we determine them, we order them from the manufacturer, and we don't even announce them until they come in. This Rankins Milk and Cream milk reefer from Brooklyn, New York. We ordered this one from Lionel, we had it produced, and not until we had it in stock did we even announce it. We enjoy cutting down the time between pre-ordering and delivery, and sometimes there is no downtime between pre-ordering and delivery. They're available for delivery in stock when they come in. So fun car, the doors open, you take the roof off, there's silver-plated tanks inside, those tanks that would store the milk while it was in transit. Not your traditional normal trucks, special almost passenger style trucks, because these cars would go very much in a passenger train or a fast freight to get the milk to the delivery points on time. So that doesn't look like a regular freight car truck, because it's very similar to a passenger car truck, because these travel at very high speeds to get the perishable milk to its destination on time. Lots of detail on the ends, lettering on the ends, and then underneath, again, ton of detail underneath with the brake rigging and cylinders. Very highly detailed scale cars we offer. Moving on to some other scale things we offer. Again, these have been on our website for a little bit of time. Atlas O Masterline 8,000-gallon tank cars. Now, people don't realize the Pennsylvania Railroad actually had a few tank cars with the Pennsylvania road name on it. So we did 2 different versions. We did one in black and we did one in Tuscan. And it's not just the color that's different. It's not just the road number that's different. There are other subtle differences. For example, the overscore and underscore lettering on the Tuscan one, where the black car does not have those lines. Again, prototypical. Those road numbers are the actual real road numbers that the Pennsylvania Railroad had on their tank cars. So riveted style tank car, old style tank car, but super heavy, die cast frame, highly detailed Atlas O Masterline tank cars. Fun thing, we are here, it's Saturday, November 6th. We picked these up yesterday afternoon at the Atlas facility in Hillside, New Jersey. We haven't had these tank cars in our hands but 18 hours, and here you go. Sean from Dakman Productions has the exclusive, the first person on YouTube to have a video of these Atlas O METCA exclusive Pennsylvania 8,000 gallon tank cars from the master line from Atlas O. So Sean, thanks for teaming up with us, and we're happy to let Dakman have this first release video on YouTube.
And I'm so happy to be here. And this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is METCA's first Atlas O custom run?
This actually is. This is the first time METCA's doing a custom run with Atlas O. Believe it or not, we actually already have a couple more ideas that we're working on. Everybody always wonders, well, how many do you make? How many do you make? So for these cars, we made 80 of each. 80 of the Tuscan version, 80 of the black version. So they've been very popular here today at the METCA meet because we've teamed up with New York Society of Model Engineers to run this meet. The New York Society of Model Engineers guys have really taken notice of these cars because they are super scale cars and they really do run scale cars. Now we're only offering the car with 3-rail trucks, but as you know from Atlas products, they're very easily convertible to 2-rail. So anybody that wants these cars in 2-rail, super easy for you to convert them yourselves. Get rid of the 3-rail trucks and couplers and install the 2-rail trucks with the scale Katie type of couplers.
Very, very nice. Super excited to be the first one to capture this on video.
We couldn't be more happy for you, Sean. Dakman Productions is a great promoter of the hobby, and we love to do it. So for now, that kind of wraps up the scale size offerings that we have. I can show you some other things after this, Sean.
All right, sounds good. We'll move on to some traditional custom runs. All right, Stu, now you're holding a traditional piece of O-gauge rolling stock that's a custom run, and that instantly caught my eyes when I first arrived. So tell us a little bit about that one.
I'll be happy to. So if you've ever seen any old-style postcards, greeting from Las Vegas, greeting from Asbury Park, they have these bubble type of letters, and inside those letters are all little images or scenes from that destination. Well, we figured, hey, we're a lover of Lionel. Lionel Nation is go hung orange and blue. Wouldn't it be cool to have a greetings from Lionel Nation boxcar? So again, we worked with the team at Lionel to create this greetings from Lionel Nation boxcar. As you can see, these bubble letters, if you look at the inset inside those bubble letters, they are all different catalog images, catalog covers from, say, the post-war era. Very reminiscent of those postcards that I mentioned earlier, greetings from. So we wanted to take that philosophy and apply it to Lionel Nation. Other little subtle details. Rows of rivets. Those aren't real rivets. Those are printed on there up at the top where we have since 1900. Down at the bottom, what more famous locomotives than the Lionel Santa Fe F3 and the New York Central Hudson? We tried to capture some of the iconic pieces here. And again, on the door, that's where the greetings from part comes into play here on the car. And we have the traditional rectangular Lionel Electric Trains logo. Interesting thing about this car, while it's one car, the graphics on the two different sides are different. So remember this one, very post-war inspired, Lionel F3, Hudson, rectangular Lionel logo. And when we turn the car around, this side is a much more modern side. The images inside these letters are catalog images from the 1970s, 80s, 90s, up to the current. This is not a post-war inspired side. This is a more modern era inspired side. Likewise, look at the actual locomotives that are portrayed there. The modern Union Pacific diesel. Yes, it's a Norfolk and Western 611J, but this is one of Lionel's legacy versions that they made. That's an actual catalog image of the Lionel scale size J, not the post-war size J. Remember, this is the modern side of the car. Likewise on the door, the greetings from again. That's more of a modern Lionel circular logo as opposed to the rectangular logo that was on the other side. And while this little detail might not really show up very well on camera, when you hold it in your hands and you look closer, we have Kilroy down there. And it says Kilroy was here. So we have fun putting little details like that on the car. Again, these cars 100% produced by Lionel. You won't find these cars on the METCA website. To get these cars, you actually have to go to a different website. Really easy to remember when you look at the name of the car here. The Lionel Nation car is available on the Lionel Nation website. This car is available at www.lionelnation.com. So if you look at the other side, you can remember that website the same way. Lionel Nation, www.lionelnation.com.
And how many of these did they make?
These, we made about 120 or 130 of these. These came in earlier in the year, and we're probably down to the last dozen or two cars. So as they sell through, when they sell out, they sell out. And these have Lionel's normal die-cast sprung trucks. These are the normal traditional die-cast sprung trucks with working springs that you've known since the 1970s and 80s. Very, very similar design.
So cool.
So, but that's one traditional size car. Let's go to some of our other traditional offerings. We do a variety of things. I don't want to spend too much time on some of these other traditional size cars. These are made very similarly. They're part of Lionel's Made in the USA or Decorated in the USA scheme. It's a post-war 64 size car. And we do everything from actual prototypical things to complete fantasy things. Again, you know us here at METCA. Our locomotives are patriotic. Norfolk Naval Shipyard. This is the last one we have here at the show today. Can't even find that on our website because the only way to get this is at our show. But covers different scenes as Norfolk Naval Shipyard built some of the best ships for our military in our country's defense. At METCA, we love being patriotic.
And the Navy guys would love that.
They were super popular with the Navy guys and patriotic guys, military guys. Here's another interesting thing we do often. Sometimes we end up with excess product. I'll be fully honest, not every one of our offerings is a home run. So what do you do when you have lemons? You make lemonade. So oftentimes what we do is we will take some of our cars and overspray the graphics that were originally there. We literally just overpaint the car, and then we get vinyl graphics. These are professionally produced vinyl graphics, much like the graphics you would see on the side of a tractor trailer truck, where essentially it's peel and stick, automotive, exterior grade vinyl graphics. So we have the vinyl graphics professionally made and apply them to the car. We've done a variety of ones. Back the Bravest. So if you're a supporter of the fire department, we actually have it in two different paint schemes. The red with the black door, the black with the red door. So very popular. People do like the different color combinations. And if fire department isn't your thing, if you're more of a supporter of our police forces, we do have a Back the Blue car. Yes, we did do the reverse color of this, blue with the black door. Those sold very, very quickly. We sold out of those, but we still do have our original version, which was the black with the blue door. So this, likewise, these are those professionally produced vinyl graphics that are applied, that are stuck onto these cars, which were other cars that we had a lot of, that we overpainted, that we sprayed over, redecorated. So those are some of the traditional size offerings we do, Sean.
All right, that's great. And these cars look very wonderful. I mean, and these are professionally done as well. I mean, it's not, you know, you're actually sending these out to have them done, correct?
Correct. Yeah. These cars are all professionally done. We'll talk later about some cars that are are redecorated or that are actually pad printed. As I mentioned, these aren't pad printed redecorated. These are automotive grade vinyl graphics that are applied. But we do strive for quality here at METCA.
And having limited numbers is a big plus too.
And that's the advantage of dealing with these vinyl graphics, is you can get these vinyl graphics in very small quantities. So for example, this car that I'm holding here in my hands, we made 10 of these. That's it, 10. When you're doing vinyl graphics, you can get small quantities because there's not a lot of setup for the machines that print the vinyl. There's very little setup cost, so it's very economical to do small runs. When you're doing things like pad printing, there's a larger expense setting up those decorating steel plates, etching the graphics in those steel plates. There's a lot of upfront cost. To make pad printing affordable, you have to do a larger quantity. That's one of the reasons for going with the vinyl graphics on these, because we can get super low quantities and just have fun doing a variety of different projects.
All right. So we'll go ahead and move along and check out some more cars here, because the last time I visited METCA back in April, I believe, and I shot photos of these, they proved to be pretty popular with people. There was a lot of interest in these ore cars, believe it or not. And so what can you tell me about these?
So you heard me mention a moment ago that every one of our projects is not necessarily a home run or a stellar success. These ore cars are probably a good example of that. We had custom Santa Fe ore cars made. They did sell really, really well, but we got to the end and we had a couple of sets that just were hanging out on the shelf. So we decided to turn them into something that had a little bit broader appeal. We had them repainted by a professional repainter and had a variety of different graphics applied. Things that seem to resonate with people. All of these road names, and I won't go through them all specific because you're seeing them there in the video. For some reason or another, they apply, they relate to different trains that were offered in the past, or just consumer products that people really feel passionately about. But these cars, these graphics actually are all pad printed. There's no stickers on here. There's no decals. These cars were professionally repainted. The steel pad printing plates were etched with the graphics, and the silicone pad came down and decorated each one of these. But corporate names that you might know, consumer products that you might know, whether you like candy or whether you like cola, we got a little something for you. We have ones that talk about the 7 dwarfs that Sean's going to pan over to now. Fun, hi-ho, it's off to work we go at the bottom. And then, who doesn't remember all of our favorite TV shows from the 70s and the 80s? MASH. Well, what could be more fun than a MASH 4077 ore car, decorated for the United States Army with the red medical cross there, and right down there on the bottom, best care anywhere, taken from that sign on the set of MASH. So we have fun with everything. Obviously, these cars, these are not meant to be prototypical ore cars. These are just meant to be fun ore cars.
And these are available on the METCA website as well?
Well, believe it or not, Sean, not everything that we offer is available on the METCA website. We do have some product that is exclusively available in person at our shows. Oh. We enjoy meeting our customers so much. It's one thing to put something in a web store and get an order and ship it out. Everybody gets a nice train out of it, and we get the fundraising aspect that we want, but it's so much more than just the financial end. We really enjoy meeting our customers and talking to our customers. So these ore cars are only available in person at our shows. So if you go to our website, METCA.org, you won't find these in our web store, but if you go to METCA.org and you go to our event events and activities webpage, you will see all of the train shows that we're going to be at. We're in East Rutherford, New Jersey today, early November. We will be at the Allentown Toy Train Meet out in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Next weekend, November 13th and 14th. The weekend after Thanksgiving, we'll be at the Greenberg Train Show in Edison, New Jersey. So if you see any of these ore cars that you like here, come to Allentown, come to the Greenberg Edison Train Show, talk to us in person. You could pick up anything you want here, but no, Sean, these are not available on the METCA website.
Well, I'm glad I asked. And by the way, Dakman Productions will be at Edison, New Jersey, at the Greenberg Show. So hope to see you guys there again.
So Sean, I want to give my real appreciation to Dakman Productions. I believe that brings us to the end of our METCA table here at York, and you've really seen the majority of our exclusive product. We do have, the most of it is available on our website, METCA.org, and look for the web store. As I said, some things are available only in person at our shows. We do have a lot of product on eBay also, so if you go and go to eBay and look for METCA or Lionel METCA or METCA ore cars, you'll find some of the things that we offer are available on eBay. We do like to have a number of sales outlets, but thank you, Sean. Thank you, Dakman Productions, for showing our product here and getting it out to the world at large. Really, from METCA to Dakman. Thank you very much, Sean.
You're very much welcome, and thanks for the exclusive on the custom run information from METCA, and hanging out here with Stu at the METCA event. If METCA is near you, going to an event near you, make sure to visit their booth. Well worth it, and I believe you'll find something there that's for you. And so we'll say goodbye to everybody, and catch you next video.